little 100-watt amplifier, so I'm running about 70 or 80 watts right now into non-resident antenna, 71 feet long in a sloper configuration.
Wow, that's pretty good, man. You're doing great for 70 or 80 watts. That's a pretty amazing, actually, getting out as well as you are. You like I say, you start off with a 5.9, and it goes down to about 5.3, 5.2 when it gets when the band slips over.
Roger, yeah, I got all of that, but again, it's very rapid QSB. I don't know if that's indicative when the sun starts going down, and then it gets a little bit stronger.
Yeah, Roger. Hey, my name is Dave, Delta Adam Victor Edward. What was your name?
John, Juliet, Oscar, Nancy, John.
Yeah, no problem reading you, John. It does fade, but I can still hear you. I'm using that Heil headset, and it really works great for being able to, hear well. Over.
Roger, yeah. That's good, yeah. I don't know that this receiver is the best. Obviously it's not. I think the 7300 probably, I'm sure it has a lot better than this one does. But, I can, it's serving for me. This is sort of like a test of seeing how I can do on HF before I invest in a better rate.
Oh, Roger. Yeah, you'll love HF, man. It's a lot of fun. I got into it in January when I got my general license upgrade, and I've been having so much fun. Hey, I've got a YouTube channel, and I'm making a recording of this contact, so you'll be able to go onto YouTube and search by your call sign, Kilo 3 Mike Alpha Hotel, and you'll be able to find your video that way, and you'll be able to hear how you sound on this end. Over.
Roger, well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. If I'd have known I was going to be on video, I would have used my announcer voice. Anyway, I'm hoping to experiment with a longer antenna. My next project is going to be another end-fed, but it's going to be about 135 feet long, going from about 30 feet up 125-foot oak tree.
Wow.
Hopefully that'll work a little better for me.
Yeah, that's the most fun right there, is experimenting with different antennas. I've tried different stuff. Matter of fact, this antenna here is the first store-bought antenna I have. Everything I've done before that has been with speaker wire, and painter's pole, and ground planes and ground wires and stuff. And I've had a lot of fun doing different types of antennas that way. Like it's been a good time. I also bought that Wolf River coil vertical antenna that's portable. Have you seen that?
Roger, how do you like verticals compared to wire antennas? I unfortunately don't have enough room to put up a vertical. I have played around with some ideas.
Yeah, I've had some very small verticals. I actually used my first two verticals was 20 and 40 meter, and that was made with a speaker wire. And what I did was I took and ran my coax into a 1-to-1 balun that I made, and then I went off of that with a 20 meter length of speaker wire and a 40 meter length of speaker wire, and I wrapped the speaker wire around a 28 foot, that's about 24 foot, 25 foot painter pole, and I wrapped the 40 meter wire around the base of it till I got about a third of the way up, and I came off and ran up to the top, and that made it electrically tuned to 40. And then I did the 20 meter. I just came right off the ground and straight up to the top of the pole, and it was about the right height for 20 meters. And then I had a bunch of ground plane radials that I put in a grounding rod, and that thing did really good, actually. I think it actually did better than this G5RV, because I was able to get down into Florida and pretty much all over the place with that. As far as covering the United States, the G5RV, I have a hard time getting into Florida now, and I don't get as good a coverage in the East Coast either. Over.
actually calculate each of the links very precisely in terms of being non-resonant on all bands.
Huh.
Anyway, I added a couple of counterpoints, and I think it made a difference in terms of the how well the antenna tuned. So, did you have the same experience with your radio?
Are you saying the radio or the radials, like the radials around the antenna?
On the vertical antenna.
Yeah, what I found was I saw somewhere where they talked about having your radios cut to the quarter wave of the band you're going to be operating on, and so I cut my radios to about four each for 20 meters and 40 meters, and then ran them out on the ground like that.
Roger, yeah, I'm kind of using the opposite technique with a non-resonant antenna. I'm trying to get my counterpointers so they will not resonate on any of the bands I'm trying to work.
That's interesting. I really don't know much about in-fed antennas. I've never tried that. I'd like to get into it and see how they do. I tell you this: I get a lot of guys. A lot of my best contacts are guys using in-fed, and the fact you're using an in-fed right now, running 70, 80 watts, and you're doing as well as you are. That's pretty good, man.
Well, thank you. I've heard some of the folks using in-fed, but the best contacts I've heard are the people using the ground loops, or the large loops, not the mag loops, but the ones that are up to 20, 30 feet and pretty long. I just don't have the room to set up something like this here. I'm actually in an apartment, so I'm very limited with what I can do, but so far I've been pretty happy with this one.
Yeah, I'm in the same kind of situation. I don't have an apartment, but I've got a little duplex, and I've got very limited space where I can run wire and put up an antenna. So I'm space confined too. And out in Idaho here, we still have power lines that run across the yards from the telephone poles to bring power to the house. None of it's underground like you guys have out there. So we've got a lot of RF interference that goes on in town. And a lot of times it's just for just to be able to have some sanity. I'll just grab my little Wolf River coil, and I'll take it out to the park, way outside of town, and I use a ham stick mount, and I mount it on my truck, and I get really good reception with that thing. I've got it all the way to Australia with that Wolf River coil on the ham stick parked out at the park. Over.
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah, that almost sounds like it could be a good primary antenna. A Wolf River coil. I mean, is this strictly a mobile one on your truck, or do you have room to mount one near your duplex?
Yeah, I sometimes set it up in the backyard of the duplex with the stand that comes with it and the radials, but that doesn't do as good as the G5RV dipole that I have up, so I don't really use it here. I don't do much. I just use it when I get out away from town, and it's really nice because I don't have to run the radios when I use the truck, because the truck acts as the ground plane, and it does really good.
Roger, yeah, I've heard of folks running mobile, testing that on the air. I don't have a mobile rig right now. I was thinking of getting into maybe putting a UHF VHF unit because we got a lot of we have a lot of on the mountain here, Mount Diablo. We've got a lot of other hands working up there. We've got a lot of relays, so it's very handy, and so with just a little bit of time, we can get out pretty well.
Yeah, Roger. If you get a mobile setup, I think it'd be hard to get me off of Mount Diablo. That would be such an amazing place to be able to get mobile from with 100 watts. I bet you could just get all over the world.
Well, I'm hoping to try it, at least one of these days and see what I can do. The other thing is maybe just taking a little G90, which will run 20 watts, with a battery, a lightweight battery up there, and trying a simple antenna just for something up across the trees and see what I can do there.
Oh, I think you'd be amazed. I think you'd do really good, even with 20 watts, because you get up that high and you get a wire antenna, or even a radio. I mean, a vertical like the Wolf River coil. I think you get out really good. To be honest with you, I think you get all over the place.
The Utah SBR, but I'm hearing you much better direct, which is interesting.
That is interesting, yeah. So anyway, I've got I videoed our contacts, so whenever we say 73s here, I'll go ahead and make a couple more contacts, and then I'm going to upload the videos from this evening, and they should be up on YouTube by about 10 o'clock tonight. Over.
Roger, Roger. Yeah, I'm going to go to the HF, but also see what the repeaters are doing here on the output. So I've got the luxury of in some of the higher bands as well, but I really did want to get on to HF, and so thank you, for working with me. I really appreciated it. And one more thing, just so I've got it down right in the log here, can you repeat your call sign for me?
Roger, it's Kilo Mike 6, Kilo Mexico 6, Yankee Sierra Sierra, Yankee Sugar Sugar, KM6YSS. Hey, and if you search YouTube for your call sign later on, you'll find that video. And also I have other videos up there, like I've got an Alinco DX-SR8 that I use as a backup radio. And I've been really surprised how well that radio does. That's a very affordable entry-level radio. Also, if you're looking for something to get your hands on that's affordable to get into HF, it covers from 10 down to 160 meters. Also, over.
Roger. Yeah, I looked at a couple of options, and what's the power of these things? Is it 5 watt, 10 watt, or is it 100 watt?
100 watt. It's a 100 watt radio. And it does really good. I got some videos on there where I've made when I just after field day I made some videos with the Alinco because I didn't feel like putting up my icon back up on the desk. Over.
Roger. Well, I'll take a listen for those. That's very interesting. So anyway, it was great for the short conversation here. Thank you very much for recording it. I will look on the internet to see what I can find. And by the way, I used to be a radio and television announcer back in the day, but you probably can't tell that. So KM6YSS, this is K3MAH 73 and standing by for a final.
73s, John. And by the way, I could tell, man. I was wondering where you got that broadcaster voice from, my friend. So yeah, you'll enjoy the audio on this end when you get to hear it. You did a good job. Thanks again, 73s.
73s, thank you, and I will listen.